And I'm pleased to see the face of Tim Flowers in the studio. Let's get Tim in here and see what he thinks of this. He looks rather cold to me.
Absolutely freezing. Afternoon, chaps.
Afternoon, Tim. It's great to have you on Poppies TV. We've had quite a few guests today. Well, as you say, it's cold out there. What do you make of that?
Well, very difficult on the pitch, I've got to say. I mean, that is a real porridge pot. And both teams have given a good account of themselves on it, to be fair. And I think 0-0's about right. Kettering have had a flurry at set pieces, corners and wire free kicks. Aylesbury looked dangerous on the break. They've got a lad with a bit of pace up top. But all in all on that, it's been a decent advert.
So you're quite happy with what you saw out there then?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough on a surface like that. I mean, I went a couple of weeks ago. I went to watch Bedworth play Chalfont St Peter, and they're playing on a 3G or a 4G. That makes a massive difference, obviously. And, you can actually get the ball down.
What are your feelings on those surfaces in professional games? I mean, it is a massive advantage, isn't it, to play on that surface? I mean, people can say the same thing about playing on the swamp that we play on, but it's not conducive to good football, is it? Where a 3G surface week in, week out surely is an advantage to that home team.
Yeah, you would think so. You can get good on it. I mean, sort of in my experience as a player, when you went and played at the likes of Oldham or Queen's Park Rangers, Preston, Adam, then they got good on them. Very good. Oldham in particular were excellent. And if you play on it and train on it and work on it, you can get a sort of a pattern of play that's very, very effective. But I think the good thing for someone like Bedworth is they never get a game called off. It's hired out 24/7 from Monday through to Sunday, so it generates revenue for the football club as well. But it was just as cold up there as it is here today, I have to say.
Yeah, it's not very warm, although I'm in a t-shirt here and I'm braving it. Where, as you can see, Tim's just come out out of the cold there, and it is, believe me, quite cold there, isn't it? So Tim, what are you up to recently then? What you've been doing?
Well, this season I've been at Nottingham Forest with Stuart Pearce, but when Stuart went, we all got sacked. And that was only 3 weeks ago. So I've been out and about watching some football, different levels. As I said, I've watched a couple of games in this division, the Division 1 Central. Watched Kidderminster on Saturday against Woking. A friend of mine's a manager there, Gary Wild. And I've watched a little bit of Football League as well. So I've just been out and about. I do watch the 21s as well in the afternoons, like the development squad football. So I had a little look at Birmingham last week against Crewe. I went to Leicester the other week and had a look at them against Norwich. So I just get out and watch players and watch games. You never know what you might pick up, who you bump into. So I'm kicking my heels a little bit at the moment.
Do you want to get back into management at all? Or that would interest you?
Possibly. I mean, I'm sort of 48 now. I've got all my badges. I've sort of been in the coaching scene since I packed in as a player, which was 36, so 12 years at different guises. I've coached first teams, outfield players, goalkeepers. I've sort of pretty much done the spectrum, so it's certainly something I would consider. I mean, I'm on 3-month gardening leave right now, so that sort of takes you through to the summer, if you like.
Was that a shock when Piercy went with you? It happened quite quickly, didn't it? Then reappointed Dougie Freedman, was it straight away?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, results haven't been good, so you can't hide the fact that we hadn't won enough games. Having said that, I mean, Stuart is standing with the supporters and at the football clubs incredible. I've never seen hero worship like it, really. I mean, the supporters idolise him, and rightly so. I mean, he was a fantastic player for him, and
Finland, of course.
Absolutely, he's an iconic English footballer.
That penalty in the shootout.
He wore his heart. People can relate to him. So it was one of those where there was different problems. There was an embargo and bits and bobs going on, but no one likes to be sacked, and we didn't want to. And it's early, but such is life.
That's quite strange from one day being at City Ground in Nottingham, a fantastic stadium for those who've been there, and here at Latimer Park in almost the grassroots of football. It's just the sublime and ridiculous, isn't it?
But, I've sort of worked at a lot of different levels prior to going into Forest at the beginning of this season. The back end of last season, I went in and assisted my mate at Kidderminster, Gary Wild. So I was coaching the lads there, basically the whole sort of setup. So obviously that's the Vanarama Prem. I've been at League 2 for 3 years with Northampton Town.
So you came to Rockingham Road once with Northampton Town, didn't you?
Yes, we had a reserve friendly against Kettering behind closed doors job. I actually played at Rockingham Road because Leicester Reserves used to play there back in the day. I would have been about 30. It was probably over 10 years ago, but I played there against Watford. So I've been there a few times with the Leicester Reserves. Good setup. I mean, it's
The ground's still there.
Yeah, I know.
It's still there, rotting as we speak.
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of the Kettering officials, and they were telling me about it, and it's a shame. But it looks like the club's, in an upward trend, top of the division. Tough one today, obviously, against a team lying third. But
I was saying to Lee before the game that we've got a chairman now that's committed towards this football club, and a board of directors that also are committed to this club. Which is the first time since when you were there playing with Northampton Town. Things were just about sliding down the slippery slope at that point, believe me, and it's going to take a long time to actually generate and get the team back into the Conference Premier, where a club this size should really be. I know every club says a sleeping giant, but Kettering Town is still a name, still a good name in football, and I'm sure hopefully one day we'll get back. Yeah,
I think without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, funnily enough, there's a few lads out there that I remember. Josh Moorman came on trial to Northampton, actually played in a couple of games, and I've seen Josh from when he was at Corby Town. Saw him play there a few times. I know Andy Gooding. Andy was at Coventry when I was there with Ian Dowie as assistant there, and he was a pro. He was playing in the reserves, and I know his dad Ray was chief scout. So there's one I know Brett Solkin. Brett was groundsman.
Everyone knows Brett. Yeah, switch those lights on at Christmas. Everyone knows.
I heard that. But Brett was one of the groundsmen at Sixfields.
Yes, under Paul Knowles.
Under Paul, yeah. So, and Brett's a super lad, proper man, proper lad. Week in, week out. I think he's a big favourite with the supporters here.
Yeah. As is the chap on the field behind us, Tim. Look, you can see just behind you.
I've got my glasses on.
Oh, right. There is Lee Harper, one of the one of the all-time Kettering goalkeepers, but a well-known professional, playing Arsenal, Queen's Park Rangers, Milton Keynes, Northampton.
I bumped into Lee actually just before the game, said hello to him. So one of the Union.
One of the Union with a goalkeeper on the front of the programme. It's one of our goalkeepers today. So
quite right,
that's great to come over, Tim.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
popping in. It's been great to have you on, and hope that you've enjoyed that, everybody, and hopefully a bit warmer second half. Hopefully some goals for you.
It'd be nice if there was a goal or two. Hopefully for Kettering, of course. Absolutely.
We're going to get the one right there, but that's great, Tim. Probably see you after the game, and
thank you very much.
Welcome back, Nick, in a minute. And there we go. There's Tim Flowers, their next England international, and you've heard all the stories there from Tim. Great to have him here at Latimer Park.